So with striking, you're kind of trying to do electromuscular connection from the ground to the back. And so that's going to be a muscular exertion. People try and describe it as like non-muscular, but it's absolutely muscular. And the muscles are kind of conducting this energy in a current it's not in you, but it's like around you. So you'll feel your body, and it's not going into the frame, it's around it the exact same way that your muscles are around your bones. And so, and it's electrical connection. So the only way you're kind of throwing what looks like, I don't know, even ATP, something like that, but it's like it's definitely like try, but when you try, the muscles are like grabbing the ground. It's an electrical activity in your water, and it's always like around. So it's the same way the muscles are around the bones. It's never like the direct effort, like even once I've described it as the muscles. If you put direct effort into the muscles, then it becomes a phenomena like around the muscles, and it's your mind or your mental activity. And then if you put direct effort on your mental activity, it's going to become some spiritual thing. So if you keep it simple, it can be just a simple muscular movement. Or what am I doing trying this with? Oh, my muscles. Cool. So what are my muscles doing? My muscles are the space. The muscles are the conduit of energy, and I'm trying to send a voltage pulse. Like obviously you're not going to have like infinite voltage, but that voltage pulse is what determines if the punch has any kick or not. Is that it's like this pop to it. And so it's just going to be guys that do something all the time to where they feel natural. They're going to be in that muscular space. They're not going to be worrying about technique, and so they're just going to do things correctly. So it's also where you can start putting a lot of English on the punches, because if you're doing it from that muscular suit, you can be corkscrewing in either direction, which impacts funny. And if you ever think it too much, you'll just suck at it. So, these are just kind of games to play with the bag. I would never fight like this. And it's a little bit like trying to find that spot, like if you're on a longboard and you're trying to propel yourself forward by like carving. There's like this spot where you've got tension between the board and the wheels, and it starts to transmit like extra power to the wheels. That's what you're looking for in the punch, both in the delivery and in the contact. So in the delivery or the travel too, there's this sweet spot where you're like gearing into your momentum or their inertia or yours, the same way that you're kind of gearing into the movement of the longboard. And you're not like pushing off the ground in the traditional sense to propel the longboard. You're swimming, right? So a normal punch, people think of it the same way that they think of like pushing the skateboard with kicking, but with the style of hitting that I'm suggesting you play with, it's like the delivery comes more from the same place that that carving comes from. And so it's right. It's right there, and just like carving, like when you're carving, that's not when you're really doing a trick, right? That's when you're just kind of being normal. And then when you break that, it might pop into a trick of some sort. And it's the same thing with finding it punching. Like if you find it punching, it's never going to be a move. That's when things have been broken apart. Right? So the moves only come out once the traction has been lost. Like if they break it, the move pops out just to get back into the traction. Right, so that's kind of what Kung Fu is finding that sweet spot, that carve, so that you're always swimming. And then if something happens, right, where your swimming gets disrupted, you just swim with it, and maybe boom, right, some kind of move comes out. But yeah, if the move's coming out, there's no swimming. So when people focus on the moves, they miss the swimming.